Hey guys, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Online. It's been a while since I recorded anything, so please excuse any awkwardness as usual. I mean, I'm awkward anyways, but I don't know, it feels weird coming back. And we'll just continue on the story. Oh, greetings, Zifu. Come to look on our friends. Rest assured, everyone is quite well. I've been keeping a close eye on them and have satisfied myself that they are in fine health. As a matter of fact, they're just about to convene in Dawn's Respite to discuss how best to use their pent-up energy. Let's join them, shall we? I mean, everything is good, right? We left off well, other than what's going on in Garlemald.
Well, my friends, now that we have all settled back into our bodies, it is time we resumed our duties in earnest. Let us speak of our plans.
I'm gonna put on this. Oh, will not go for the first one? Alright.
Ever since the Emperor's death, it's been one unsettling rumor after another. I've a mind to pay a visit to Garlemald to ascertain the truth of the matter.
A prudent endeavor. 'Tis of the essence that we establish the full extent of the threat, not least if it should prove that Xenos doth indeed orchestrate events from the shadows. In light of which possibility, I shall accompany thee on thy mission. Be assured that thou shalt find me more a help than a hindrance. Thou requirest another to imbue thine ammunition, dost thou not?
Oh, that's right.
Assuming that's settled, there's something I've been meaning to look into as well.
Sorry about the mouse. Forgot about that.
Welcome back, everyone!
Hey! It's been a while.
Lise!
You're fine now, right? No more headaches or keeling over?
Can't promise that.
That's right. We're fighting fit and raring to go.
The famous Lise Hext, former scion and hero of the Alamegan resistance.
What are you talking to yourself for?
I don't believe we've met.
Really? It's so easy to assume that all Archons are acquainted. But then I suppose your fields of expertise are rather different.
Grahatir, at your service. I have read much and more about your exploits, Commander. It is a pleasure to finally make your acquaintance.
Likewise. The others told me all about you.
Do not be so sure. Words scarcely do justice to the vital role he played in our victory in the first. A more dependable comrade one would be hard-pressed to find.
Oh, right. I did glance at the report. But I'd be lying if I said I understood half of it.
Couple hours later.
Well, that's a lot to take in.
Yep.
Just to be clear, this means we're not heading for another calamity, does it?
Maybe?
Shorn of their unsundered master's leadership, what Ascians remain shall struggle to see their plans to fruition. And though I would ever advise caution, I believe we may rest easy for a time.
I'll take that as a yes. Even so, I don't know what to make of this business about Hydaelyn and Zodiac being primals.
A difficult truth to bear, yes. But at last we understand the nature of our adversary. And if there are no further calamities, neither will there be rejoinings, meaning Zodiac will never regain his full strength. Even so, as the oldest and mightiest of primals, he remains a force to be feared. Though his is a power born of the desire for salvation, we have seen the havoc it may wreak. And it falls to us to ensure that it is never again brought to bear upon this star.
Ooh, there's something in the middle. Wonder what that red star means.
But tell us, Lys, to what do we owe the pleasure of your visit?
What do you mean? Isn't seeing my long-lost comrades reason enough? Alright, there was one other matter.
Ah.
I have a message from the Alliance, and before you ask, yes, it's about the Empire.
Yay.
So, after Emperor Varys' assassination, it seems his cousin Nerva made a bid for the throne.
Who?
The trouble is, he wasn't the only one with designs on it, and it didn't take long for a civil war to break out. And it's not just in the provinces. Early reports say huge swathes of the Imperial capital have been reduced to rubble. The Alliance will soon convene in Alamigo to decide on a course of action, and we were hoping you'd come along.
Well, as it happens, Urianger and I were just this moment planning a little trip to Garlemald. And we should be grateful for any advice the Alliance can provide on how best to make the most of our visit.
To Alamigo, then.
Why don't you go on without me? There's something I need to look into.
Ah, forgive me. You were just telling us. What is it, if I may ask?
I want to find a way to cure the Tempered.
Oh.
Of course. You think it may be possible to adapt the treatment you used to help those corrupted by the Sin Eaters?
I'm sorry, a cure for tempering? But that would change everything. Alizé, consider yourself uninvited. Go and find us this cure.
I'll do my best. I was hoping you might join me.
Ah.
Don't worry if not, though. I won't hold it against you if you'd rather attend a stuffy meeting.
Hey. Now that you put it that way, I like stuffy meetings.
Rest assured, there'll be many, many more. Go on, lend Alizé a hand.
Alright.
I'll come too,
Oh!
if you don't mind.
Hell yeah! Yeah, that sounds good. Let's go. Why am I so surprised?
Mind? I'm sure they would be glad of your company. Pray, enjoy your time together with your hero.
No. That's not... I mean, I simply thought my knowledge might be of some use.
Adorable.
We shall be on our way then. Godspeed.
Godspeed. I do have a confession to make. I've been actually playing another character on a different server, like all the way through Realm Reborn. I think I just hit Heaven's Ward, and oh, it's so much fun still. I can't believe it. Like, I thought making a new character would be like, oh, it's gonna be such a drag getting to level 80, but like, I forgot a lot of moments that happened in the game in Realm Reborn that I really enjoyed. When I set out to save Holric, I think Gabu was always at the back of my mind, and having proved that the light corrupted are not lost, I am convinced that the same must be true of the tempered. Oh shit. Similar to those corrupted by the Sin Eaters, the aether of Gabu's soul has been rendered stagnant, and though the root cause is different, perhaps the solution is the same. It is by no means an unreasonable hypothesis, Elise, and it warrants a full investigation. If there's even the chance we can save Gabu, we have to try. But however much I'd like to race over to Limsa and set to work, there's no room for recklessness, not when a child's life is at stake. I have to remember, who's Gabu? Was it the Titan's gnome-looking thing? Knoll? Troll? As I'm sure Beklug would remind us, we still know little and less about the soul. Any number of things could go wrong if we don't exercise due caution. And so, before attempting anything, we should learn all we possibly can about tempering. There's just one problem. Research into the condition has long since ground to a halt. The combined work of the many scholars involved doesn't exactly amount to a wealth of knowledge. Now the modern scholars perhaps, but what of the ancient counterparts? I know the Elegants took a more than passing interest in this subject. And what if we seek, and if what we seek is to be found anywhere, it'll surely be at the Aetherochemical Research Facility. Azizla? Yeah. Where they experimented on primals and their worshippers, yes, good thinking. I've actually never been there myself, but did read the reports on Azizla, which means we'll be needing an airship. But I could just fly there. Hehehe, an airship you say? Tataru? Meet me at the northern bank of the Lake Silvertear. I've got a little surprise for you. Oh, and come prepared to travel. Oh? Someone's been busy. Where is she? She's still... What? Oh. Look, I'm just gonna teleport. I know I could just exit, but I think it's faster to just travel like this. I am so behind on everything Final Fantasy because I've taken like a 3-month break. From the time I finished the Eden's quest to the other last episode, there was about a 3-month gap of not playing any Final Fantasy related content. Damn, it's pink, and it's an airship. Where did you get this? I give you the Bonanza. What? The Scion's very own airship. I built her as a company project with help of our friends at the Rising Stones and named her for luck and prosperity. Oh, wow. Damn. Tataru, this is amazing. We'll be able to fly just about anywhere we want. Our garments were impressive enough, but to build an entire airship, I see the annals did not exaggerate the many talents of the Scion's fabled coinkeeper. Hehehe. I'd also like to introduce myself as your pilot. What? Except the training didn't go quite as well as I hoped, but that's alright, because we've hired this capable fellow here instead. Didn't Tataru try to be a scholar at one point? The Bonanza is equipped with a full complement of mana cutters, by the way. Feel free to use them to get around Azizla. But enough talk. It's time to fly. All aboard. It's either a summoner or a... what's it called? Scholar. It's like one of the very early quests. And we're here. Honestly, Sid would be jealous of the way that airship flies. Tataru has outdone herself. Anyway, here we are on Azizla, and Alpha Node's report did not do the scale of this place justice. This appears to be the helix, which means we stand on the Alpha Quadrant. To the east lies the Beta Quadrant, and yes, I believe I have my bearings. Though this is my first time on Ozzyslaw, I do have some familiarity with the place thanks to the records of the Crystal Cower. Unless I am mistaken, this path leads to the Aetherites, beyond which there will be an informational terminal. I suggest we begin our search there. Yep. Oh, I forgot to do that quest. That quest has been in my journal for like a year. I mean, I got some of the crystal stuff. Yeah, it's like out of doing the recollection quest. And here's the terminal. A moment while I search the archives for references to tempering. Is it gonna be that easy? Ah, there we are. Iconic corruption and overview. That sounds promising. Indeed. Let us see what this report has to say. Oh, red screen. Confound it. The contents appear to have been deleted. What? No, isn't there something you can do? Not from here, I'm afraid, but it may be that another copy of the report exists elsewhere. The question is where to look. It says here the report was written by someone named Owen. Is it likely that he kept a copy? I would say it is a distinct possibility, assuming he was a researcher here. He will have had quarters in the Hemisphere. We can ascertain the details at Hemisphere Control. Let's return to the Bonanza and avail ourselves to the mana cutters. We will need them to reach our destination. I forgot, you already have a suitable means of transportation, don't you? No need to waste time accompanying us back to the ship then. We'll see you at the Hemisphere. Yep. Got my cloud. Damn, that's far. I guess I could shortly recap what's been happening with my life. Like, if anyone is interested, if not, just skip ahead like 30 seconds. Let's see. When Cyberpunk was announced, no, actually, the whole COVID, the whole thing happening with everything. I mean, I already said the word COVID, whatever. The whole COVID thing is still not a very good situation then as it is now still, which is like appalling to most people in the world. But yeah, that's been happening. Cyberpunk was announced, and I got Cyberpunk in December, was it, or November, or something like that. And they also got like a new computer. New computer, Cyberpunk, COVID, etc., etc. Basically. If the late Owen did indeed have a chamber here, this node will be able to tell us its number. From what I recall from that layout, it should be somewhere in the vicinity of... Warning, an evacuation order is presently in effect. Entry to the Hemisphere is not permitted at this time. Foiled again. In all likelihood, the order would have been imposed during the 4th Umbral Calamity, and I doubt it will be lifted in the near future. This is energy level critical, returning to base for recharging. They just left. Well, surely there must be another way to gain access. Force, for example? Here we resort to that. I have an idea. Were we to send a surge of energy through yonder control mechanism, it should prompt the system to restart, releasing the locks. As for a suitable energy source, a concentrated lightning shard might suffice. Happily, I seem to recall that they are known to form at points of stagnant aether throughout the continent. You seem to recall? Are you honestly telling me that there was in the records too? Ha, I am. A report sent to the capital mentioned that a lightning-aspected aether was prone to pooling on the continent, resulting in surges that interfered with equipment. A minor detail, I grant you, but in my role as caretaker of the Crystal Tower, there was no such thing as too much elegant knowledge. Besides, my study helped me to feel connected to the source, to home. I must have explored this facility 1,000 times in my mind, but to finally stand here with the two of you, 'tis more exhilarating than I can well express. Like a dream come true to him. Now then, the lightning shard. If I may, I suggest we split up and search the beta quadrant, but beware of sprites. They are wont to manifest when this aether is stagnant. Now you're just showing off, which makes me think we should make it a contest of this. Oh, again? The first to return here with a shard wins. What do you say? Am I actually timed for this? Very well, it will be my honor to come third. Well said. Find a point of stagnant lightning and defeat the lightning sprites that will appear. Will it be level 80 or 60? That is the question. Because I only recently switched back to Dragoon, to my roots, to try to play this class again. Because it's a lot of fun. But yeah, I haven't got the rotation down well. It's fine. I'm just having fun here. They are level 80. Oh, that's not bad. Oh, I messed up. Whoops. Whatever. Oh. Cutscene. Bravo, that was quite a show adventure. Why, the spectacle proved so enthralling that all thoughts of the prize slipped my mind. Hello? I appeared to have forfeited our little race. Congratulations, the lightning shard is yours. What? Hello? Very funny, and now let's get back to work. What, no dramatic entrance? You changed. Who is this? Oh. Ah, you remember that. In my defense, I was caught up in the moment. It isn't every day you meet your honest-to-God's hero after all. Well, the contest continues, so you had better hurry back. Ah, but one last thing. Thank you, Yifu, for bringing me here. Yep. I actually forgot all about that. That's how he greeted you, no? I don't know. For the first thought that came to mind, I thought it was Emmett Selk. I was like, how's he here? And then I thought, no, that's possible. That can't be it. Actually didn't think it was Grahatiad there. It appears Alize had no luck, so victory is yours. Congratulations. Now then, may I have the shard? Concentrated lightning shard. Why is it that makes you so much better at finding things? What do you have that I don't? That is the question too I have asked myself on numerous occasions. I suspect we could both learn a great deal from Yifu, And not only about the secrets of adventuring. Come now, we should attend to our mission. Excellent. The system responded exactly as intended. We have now access to the Havosphere. Only one obstacle remains, the security systems within. Should they be triggered, they could make life rather difficult for us. In light of which, pray leave the rest to me. If I am right, my royal blood should allow me to venture in unmolested. Assuming this place works like the Crystal Tower, yes, but if it doesn't, you'll be on your own. I want you to promise us that you'll get out the first sign of trouble. I promise. Wish me luck. Can't we just fight through it? Do we just wait? Well, nothing for us to be nothing for it to but oh god, nothing for it but to sit tight. Blah 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 blah. Really Porky Pigged my way through that sentence. Blah 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 blah. We're gonna have to go through the dungeon, aren't we? I'm sure this Owen fellow was very learned, but Eikonic corruption and overview sounds like a studium thesis. We all had to write one. Lest you wonder, mine was about the combat applications of Aether. I'm nothing if not practical. Alpha Nodes was more philosophical, of course. Political, dare I say it. He chose to write a lengthy discourse of our nation's duty to the world. A controversial subject, to say the least. He asserted that Charlayan's knowledge should be rightly used to protect all life on the star, in direct opposition to the country's cherished policy of non-intervention. Being a leading member of the Forum, our father was not happy. How was your grandfather, though? At the time, of course, Alpha Nova was utterly convinced of his views and would cheerfully argue to the death with anyone who saw differently, by which I mean the roads were long. To be fair to him, though, he's since learned to be a little more open-minded, but deep down he still holds fast to that one belief, and I admire him for it. That's good. I should have liked to meet the young Alphano. For what it's worth, my thesis concerned the elegant civilization as depicted in folklore. Oh, you're back! I didn't know you attended the studio. I didn't. The thesis was required to earn my Archon's mark. My peers at the Students of Baldesion convinced me to write one of the promised unfettered access to forbidden tombs. Though I considered it no more than a means to an end at the time, I will admit it was gratifying to have my efforts acknowledged. Good gods, an Archon's thesis. I shudder to imagine the work involved, but enough about that. Is this the fruit of your foray? Yes, Owen's archive node. It was waiting for me in this chamber. If a copy of his report still survives, it will be stored in this device. Shall we find out? Ooh, look at those pixels. Blip. Initializing. Scanning for registered user. User not found. To proceed as a guest, please complete biometric authentication. Do we have like a locket of his hair? Blip. Verifying. Blip. Authentication complete. Guest identified as a royal member of as a member of the royal family. I am at your most humble service, Your Highness. That never ceases to amuse me. 'Tis but a pity the effect will not last forever. Doga and Une said as much when they granted me this gift, but until such time as it fades, I shall use it gratefully. Search archive for Eikonic corruption. Blip, searching. Blip. One item found, Eikonic corruption and overview. The report is locked by the author. Please state password. Oh. Well, go on then, Your Highness. Tell the nice node the password. Right. Let's see. Glory be to Alag. Long live Emperor Zonde. The password incorrect. Please try again. Do we get locked out if we do like 3 tries? Confound it. Come now, passwords are invariably short and simple. For instance, password. I figured. No way. No way. The notion that password can be so inane would be laughable if we're not so dangerously stupid. Furthermore, your conduct in the presence of His Highness is grossly inappropriate. Know your place, handmaiden. Damn! Damn! What did that thing just call me? Courage! Blip boop. Password incorrect again. Be warned that any further inappropriate behavior in this presence of His Highness will not be tolerated. What's it gonna do? Tackle us? Alright, that's it. I say we dismantle it and manually extract what we need. Now, let's not be too hasty. A single misstep and we risk losing the report altogether. I believe this may be a task for Sid and his colleagues. If anyone can coax Machina into cooperating, it's them. She actually said password. Amazing. Come, let us bear the node back to the Rising Stones. The password is password 123 ABC WASD. Let's take the meatballs. I'm running low. I got some low quality pizza though. Or regular quality pizza. Damn, FC chat is going crazy tonight. I should probably mention that I have yet to meet Sid since waking up. Rambros did send word to the Ironworks, but it appears our friend has been afield on urgent business. Nevertheless, I assure you my proposal to seek his help is no pretext. However much I might look forward to seeing him again, him and everyone. But, come, let us be on our way. Did I misread that? Beep boop. Beep boop. Beep boop. Look at him. All about running, how sweet. Still, it wouldn't do to keep him waiting, shall we? Back we go. Oh, that's right, I have to do the level 80 class quests too. I've been holding off on those for another year. Wonderful news, Ifu. Tazuru contacted Sid on our behalf and he's on our way here even as we speak. While we wait, I would like to very much to hear what transpired at the Alliance Council. Would you be so kind? Cryle? Uh-oh. As you know, the meeting was convened to discuss how best to respond to recent events in Garlemald. According to the intelligence of our Doman allies, the War of Succession rages on, and the Empire remains without a leader. Amidst the chaos, the Imperial legions in the provinces have begun to move independently on the motherland. Of great concern to us is Illard, or the Third. Why is it like that? A legion aligned to Lord Nerva. It appears they have received substantial financial backing from the House Brutus. Brutus, aren't they the ones who took Yotsuyu and Asai? This bodes well. Zenos' movements, however, meanwhile, remain shrouded in mystery. We're hoping that Thancred and Urianger will be able to shed some light on his activities when they return. Until such time as they do, the Allied leaders feel it would be unwise to interfere in the conflict. And so, thanks in part to the Imperial withdrawal from Gimlet, they have decided to turn their attention to the primal problem once more. Working with friendly factions among the beast tribes, they hope to reopen dialogue and explore new avenues for peace. Given the timing, I suspect they wish to put their respective houses in order ahead of a decisive clash with the Empire. Whatever their intent, this is not a problem easily solved. The Lumensans in particular struggle in their efforts, and Alfenod and Ystola have been called to aid them. So long as we are dealing with the Tempered, I'm afraid no amount of dialogue will avail us. But if we can develop a treatment for tempering, then anything is possible. Which is why we must succeed. And on that cheery note, why not make yourselves comfortable in Don's respite? I'll show Sidon as soon as he arrives. Aw, thanks Tataru. Oh yeah, this is where the beds are. Can't we just keep shouting passwords at it? What if Sid also says password as password? Hey, it's been a while! Sid! Forgive us for not coming to see you sooner, my friend. As you may have heard, we've had our hands full. In our defense, you are up rather early. I was under the impression you'd be stumbling a while longer. Oh, I would have been, had you not fulfilled your promise. Ha, I still struggle with that idea. From where I stand, the secrets of traversing time and space seem exactly as unfathomable as they ever did. But if an alternate version of myself had laid them bare, I dare say that frees me up to concentrate on other endeavors. Speaking of which, you wanted my help with something. What is it? Ah, good old Crystal Tower Alliance raids. Well, a treatment for tempering. And for the next step, you need to find the password to this Algan's report. Just so. With an area clue to guide us, we could be here forever and still not guess correctly, and thus we turn to you. Well, I'd love to say we could help you, so I will. Once suitably configured, the Magitech terminal should make short work of identifying the password. I knew I could rely on you. Now, anticipating that it might be of use, I took the liberty of borrowing a tombstone from Rambros. It contains an Algan dictionary. Good thinking. I'll transfer the information to the terminal and set it to work right away. What is it, a microwave oven? And it looks like it's finished. Let's see. Freedom. The password is freedom. Huh, short and simple, just as I said. Would you care to do the honors, Your Highness? I would, my lady. Node, open the report titled Eikonic Corruption and Overview. Password freedom. Password accepted. Bloop. Opening report. Oh shit. This report seeks to provide an overview of the mechanism which allows icons corrupt and bind men to their will. The phenomenon we call corruption refers to the alteration of the aether of the soul. What? Said aether ordinarily exists in equilibrium, no one element being more prominent than another. But when a subject is exposed to the aether of an icon, this changes, their soul taking on the properties of the entity in question. By way of an example, exposure to the aether of the fiend Sephiroth would cause a subject's aether to be aligned with the element of earth. As a consequence, the subject will attain a heightened affinity with earth-aspected magics as well as a preternatural levels of endurance. Repeated exposure will further enhance these traits, ultimately altering the subject's very flesh. The changes undergone by the subject are not solely attributable to elemental alignment, however. Further testing has determined that the subject's soul becomes umbrally charged or stagnant during the process. This stagnation of the soul has the effect of diluting the sense of self, rendering the subject vulnerable to the will of the icon, the thoughts of whom come to consume their entire existence. In this manner, do the corrupted become worshippers of the icon, their prayers serving to further empower the entity. Having discerned the mechanism of iconic corruption, my colleagues and I set to develop a material capable of shielding one from its effects, an endeavor in which we were successful, albeit at a great cost. In the course of testing, many of my assistants, good men and women all, fell victim to corruption, and in accordance with protocol, they were summarily put to death. I subsequently submitted a proposal to investigate potential cures for corruption, but it was rejected, deemed non-essential by Lord Amon. Though I knew it would be fruitless, I protested the decision, and for my impertinence, I have been stripped of rank and title, and will shortly be expelled from this facility. In all likelihood, this report will be expunged from the archives. Nonetheless, I would record it in the hope that one day someone will undertake to do which I could not, and find the cure of the victims of iconic corruption. End of recording. Interesting. So not even the Algans were able to find a cure, or rather were not given the chance to do so. One cannot help but wonder what motivated Lord Amon's decision. More importantly, this confirms that stagnation of the soul is indeed the problem, and Angelo could remedy that. Oh, the pig. True, yet were we simply to reanimate the tempered soul, I fear it would do naught to diminish the individual's fanatical faith. Indeed, it may well intensify it. No, we should somehow need to suppress the primal's hold over the subject at the same time, or risk them ever remaining in its thrall. If we could only make them remember who they were. But of course, memory transference. The process has the effect of compartmentalizing memories, separating them from manageable bundles, if you will. Ew, that's what happened to us, sort of. By adapting the technique, it may be possible to achieve selective reanimation, that is, limit the effects to those memories that existed prior to tempering. Through thus restoring the sense of self, we could theoretically drown out the incitements of false faith which had come to dominate the individual's thoughts. I see. The theory seems sound, and our experience treating the light corrupted would help us to identify suitable memories for reanimation. But you are confident you can adapt memory transference as required? I seem to recall your attempts to do so while trying to bring us home culminated in literal bloodletting. They did? You're right. Despite my best efforts, I could not recreate their mechanism, and I concede that the rather clumsy compromise I reached would not provide the basis for a cure. Then perhaps it's better that we consider another approach. Your doubts are understandable, but this time I believe we have reason to be confident. You see, nodes such as this were built with the ability to simulate magics, which leads me to believe that it may be capable of performing simulations of transference technique. If so, we would be able to conduct years worth of tests within the space of a few days. In theory, it would be no different from how we identified the password, but it will take more calculating power, a lot more. I honestly couldn't say whether our equipment would be up to the task. Tell me, Sid, why do you suppose Owen locked his report behind the password? To keep it from prying eyes, of course. Why else? Wait, a password that could be guessed by anyone with leisure and dictionary wouldn't keep it from a person minded to look. No, he wanted this report to be seen by those who strive for freedom. Not unlike the members of a certain distinguished engineering collective. I believe their motto was freedom to technology or some such. You two, round up as many Magitech terminals as you can find and bring them to the workshop. Right away, Chief! Things are about to get very busy. Lucky we have you to help, eh? It's very true that the password was way too easy to figure out. I imagine in a couple of days. Right, while Grahati and I configure the terminals, I want the rest of you to procure supplies. Namely, ceruleum to fuel the terminals and ice shards to keep them cool. The more we have of both, the better. Leave the ice shards to me, I'll round up some adventures and go on a gathering spree. In that case, I'll trust Ifu and Alize with the ceruleum. Here's a promissory note for each of you. Taking them to the Sky Steel manufactory in Ishgard and the ceruleum processing plant in Donalon, the people there will give you what you need. Yours is a well-known face of the Holy See, I believe. If it's all the same to you, I'll head to Donalon. Ooh. And that is where we will leave off of. Yeah, okay, good. This is actually kind of interesting to come back to. Even though it is like a lulling point after everything else that's happened so far in the story. What is happening here? Oh! What the heck? It's Hori. We'll bring back so many ice shards, the workshop will be a veritable ice house. Now then, where did I put my thick pins? Ador? What is going on here? Grati has scarcely been here, but he's already impressed the britches off both Hori and Ochre. That's my job! Oh, she's going faster when you talk to her. Ochre Boulder, that's the spirit, brother. We can't be seen pulling less late than Graha. We're about to set out for ice shards. I suggest we all compare spoils when we return. Clements. We're all raring to gather ice shards. I expect we'll head out any moment now, just as soon as those two have finished limbering up. Cool to net. For ice shards, there's no better place than Korthos. We shall see to it that we return with only the finest samples. What a very tidy group. Huh. Awesome. But anyways, we will leave it off from there, and I will continue on at a later date. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and hope to see you soon. Alright guys, have a good one. Bye-bye.